Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Mike Wolfe, the winner of the 2011 The North Face Endurance Challenge 50-mile championships. How's that feel, Mike?
Oh, it's great. It probably hasn't really totally sunk in yet. Certainly, I didn't really think about it's a nice perk to get the cash purse. But yeah, it's great. It's great, you know. Good to run against that field and feel good. So.
Yeah, would you say this is the biggest career? I mean, you won UTMB, but it was the shortened version last year.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Second last year at UTMB.
Well, this in Western states this year were good races for me. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I had a good season overall, but this was a nice cherry on top.
Yeah. So tell me how your day went. We talked just yesterday about how your training's gone and all that. So tell me how today went.
Today was great overall. I never had the like low points that slow you down or anything. I mean, you just know going into this race that if you're going to be up there, you really just got to go for it from the start and hang on and hope you can. And I was able to. You know, there were so many fast guys running this race today. The first like 20 to 30 miles, there's like a peloton of guys. And it broke up a little bit, but I mean, all the way to the turnaround, there was a pack of, I don't know, 6 or 9 of us. Some running together.
Who was up there?
Jeff Rose and Dakota Jones, and I think Ricky Gates was in there with us, Michael Wardian. There was a couple of the faster marathon guys who I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I was looking up numbers myself.
Yeah, they were running with us. Oh, some kid named Alex from Colorado.
Alex Nichols, who's paced Tony at a couple races.
Yeah.
Chris Collar, who I have no idea who he is.
He's from Missoula at this point.
Okay.
He lives there. He's not from there, but I haven't even met the guy.
Okay.
So yeah, there was all these fast guys. You know, a lot of the marathoner guys, and then. There was kind of like a peloton of us, and then the 2 Salmon guys from France just went out insanely fast, and we lost them in the dark. I mean, I didn't even really know who was up there. I just knew that someone was like 3 to 4 minutes ahead of us early, but none of us were. I mean, I certainly wasn't worried. I didn't think they were going to hold on to that pace, and sure enough, about to turn around, we caught them and passed them, and I think they both dropped.
They weren't in the top 25 finishers, so
they just looked like they were having a rough go at that point.
Yeah.
And so at that point, Dakota took the lead, and it was Dakota and Jeff and myself and Alex, the guy from Colorado, took off. And Alex was actually in front of Dakota and I. And then on the descent down into, is it Stinson?
Yeah.
On that descent, I heard someone like yell, and he turned out on one of those switchbacks, he rolled his ankle real bad, and so Dakota and I stopped and actually like arms over each shoulder. We got on each side of him, and he put his arms over our shoulder, and we like helped him hobble down, and then he ended up being able to walk and run, so he took off. So anyway, it looked like he had rolled his ankle pretty bad, though.
I think he dropped that next aid station.
Yeah,
at cardiac. He said he was done.
Yeah, it was too bad because he was running strong.
Yeah, he was pretty frustrated.
Yeah, I bet. But then at that point, from there out, it was just Dakota and I alone. Just Dakota and I
alone together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was really exciting. It was tough. I mean, Dakota and I are friends, so it was awesome to run together, and we were having a good time.
I mean, were you ever say anything?
Little bits here and there, but we were pushing hard enough that both of us were like right on that edge where we weren't doing much talking, and neither of us were going to back off, and it was just so cat and mouse. One of us would take the lead for a while and step up the pace, and then we'd like somehow flop, and it was just it was intense, and it was anybody's game on the climb out of Muir Beach, I believe, on that steep climb. Dakota said, "Man, it's been great running with you all day, no matter what happens." And I was like, "Yeah, definitely. You know, we're just good friends."
Yeah, and you mean that? It's sincere.
Yeah, definitely. And at that point on those steeper climbs, I was climbing faster than him, and then he would catch me on the downhills. So after Tennessee Valley, the last major aid station, that long gradual climb, I knew that if I was going to make a move.
Somebody said $10,000 hill.
Yeah. So I just hammered that as hard as I could and was able to put a gap on him. And then as soon as I crested, I knew I just had to let my legs go. And but I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know. I couldn't see how much I had put on him. So that whole last downhill, I was looking over my shoulder thinking he might be coming. But I had the adrenaline going at that point, and I know I was running really fast. So I was able to hold on.
Prior to pulling away from you at Tennessee Valley, did it appear that, were you trying to make any moves? Was he trying to, were you ever trying to break each other, or were you just running hard?
We were trying, I think we were trying to break each other.
Yeah?
It was one of those things where we knew one of us was going to break at some point. I mean, it's just you just know it. Like, something has to happen because it was too neck and neck. It was just like, oh, one of us has to break. This is painful. But Dakota ran an awesome race, and it's his 21st birthday tomorrow. I was like, man.
Monday,
is it Monday?
Yeah.
Like, this is the coolest 21st birthday ever,
I might have to save a six-pack for him.
Yeah. See, I'll buy him a beer tonight.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Monday night, remember?
Monday night, yeah. Not tonight. Yeah.
So turn your head the other way.
Yeah, I took the shirt off.
Yeah. I was disappointed you took that off already.
Yeah.
You cleaned up yourself well, but what's with the blood?
So on the out and back section, when you're passing runners, because it's been so windy, there was a bunch of down trees over the trail. Mm-hmm. And at one point I was crossing paths with someone and I wasn't paying attention to the tree, and I just cracked the top of my skull on a tree, and it didn't really hurt that bad, but then as I was running, it just started spraying blood. And
your
so,
shirt was just pretty drenched.
Just drenched with blood, but it wasn't that bad. It just looked bad.
Yeah,
it's just
it wasn't a problem during the race at all.
No, I was kind of worried for a minute if it was going to keep bleeding, that I might, because I was working so hard, get dizzy or something. But it stopped. I think it just scraped the top of my head, but your head just bleeds so much when you get a cut on it.
So you had that, scrape up, but your energy was good all day. Were there any other, physical problems? You just hold up well?
Yeah, I held up well. I ate well. I drank a lot. The only thing that was really tough was I was borderline crampy the second half, and
you got a nice salt. Raccoon eyes there.
I don't know whether it's coming from a colder climate already, and it's not even. I mean, it's 60 maybe or 65. It's not hot, but I was just sweating like a pig, and I was eating. Both Dakota and I were eating handfuls of salt at the aid stations because it was the only way to get salt.
I've seen a lot of things in ultras.
Yeah,
that's pretty disgusting.
It was. Dakota threw up at one point, but it was we knew we had to get salt, and the last quarter mile, both my legs were fully cramping. I was doing the hobble in, so that was the only thing that was edgy for me, was the cramping.
When did you know you had him?
Honestly, I didn't. I was still worried until the last mile and a half, where I got down on the flats and I could look way back up and see that I couldn't see him, so I knew at that point. Yeah.
So I know it's the end of the season and you wrapped it up. I mean, I'm not gonna ask you your full schedule, but is there anything you're sort of leaning toward next year? You thinking you finished second in states last year, or this year you want to go back? UTMB? What is there any?
Yeah.
Any big draw?
I don't have my full season planned out, but I got my spot at Western again. So at this point, probably go back to Western. But I also put in for Hard Rock. So if I get into Hard Rock, I probably won't do both. I'd like to focus on Hard Rock if I get in, I think. So, and I don't know about UTMB. I've been over there 3 years, not 3 years in a row, but 3 years now. And I'd like to go back and have a good race there, but I haven't decided whether, if I got into Hard Rock, I don't know whether I'd go over, but I haven't decided.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, there's just so many new races to try out. We'll see.
And you tried this one out and you crushed it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. And good luck in this 9th circuit this week.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.